Haven't heard this name in a long time. YouTuber Vitaly has topless models, and one of them is allegedly assaulted in Austria. Hi, I'm Tommy C. This is Shot from the Point News, and we have some interesting story here, possibly a very concerning story here. And it goes back to YouTuber Vitaly and one of his topless models called the Naked Philanthropist. I'm going to have trouble with this word the whole time. The Naked Philanthropist. It came into fame recently within the last 2 weeks, offering free nudes to raise money for the fires in Australia. How very, it actually, look, if you're selling and you want to help people out, it might be okay to give away some of your wares, I suppose. This one way to do it. If you want to support, you have a platform, use it for a good thing. That's a very nice thing to do. But apparently she's one of Vitaly's models, and I'm going to let her tell the story. Apparently they're in a ski slope in Austria, and yeah, something kind of weird happened. Here we go. Let's take it away. The Naked Philanthropist.
And Vitaly asked the instructor if it was okay if the girls could go topless, because we're in Europe, nobody cares, but we needed to shoot topless footage for Vitaly Uncensored. So we strapped in. The guy knew that I was going to go topless and everything. And so, can I have my jewel back? So we start paragliding, and the guy pulls out the GoPro. He used our GoPro that we strapped to his stick, and we had our SD card in it. And Nicole, in the other paragliding thing, had a GoPro as well. We had two. So we go and strap in, and we get up in the air, and he pulls up the camera, and he's like, okay, we're ready. So I pull up my shirt, and we're recording. And then he takes off his glove and starts rubbing my boobs. And we're on film, so I was like trying to be coy about it and like make it a little bit like funny. And I was like, okay, guy, like stop touching, like pay attention, you're gonna make us crash, like stop touching my boobs. And the guy just like kept rubbing my boobs and like pretend he didn't understand me because he's Austrian. And so he was like,
I live in Germany. It's the country next to Austria. All right. I got a pretty good read. Most Germans and Austrians speak good enough English to understand, don't touch my tits. Just saying.
Rubbing on my boobs, and the whole 20-minute ride, he like would touch my boobs and then stop, then touch my boobs every time I would tell him to stop. And so like I thought, you know what, fuck it, like I can't do anything about that. I'm in the fucking air, like 1,500 feet up in the air on this paragliding thing. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, so I might as well make this video funny. So we were going to use the footage because, like, in some of Vitaly's things, he tells guys, like, oh, yeah, touch your boobs, like, for pranks. So I was like, we'll just use it as that and leave it as that. Like, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. This guy's foreign. Everybody here is weird as fuck anyways. Yeah. It's so true. So, we got off the whatever it's called, the thing we were on, and I like told Vitaly and everybody, like, yeah, the guy was grabbing my boobs the whole time, like it was super weird. So they were like, what the fuck, whatever, like, okay. So then we go up to the guy and we're like, okay, we need to get our GoPro back. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost the SD card. And we're like, no, dude, what the fuck? How would you lose the SD card?
So nobody.
Oh, how do you lose it?
So nobody's terribly concerned until they lost the SD card. That's a little strange. Okay.
An SD card, it's locked in. So there's like a lock on the GoPros that you'd have to open it and take it out. And he's like, I'm sorry, I must have dropped it. Like, I can't find it. I must have dropped it somewhere. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to lose it. And so Vitaly was like, well, you're gonna refund us for our trip if you just fucking lost our SD card. That's expensive. Like, what the fuck? That was the whole point of the ride. So our trip was like 140 euros. And the guy was looking so nervous. Like, he was like shaking and being so weird. And instead of paying us back the 140, he gave Vitaly 200 euros as if to like shut him up. And the Vitaly goes, hold on, wait. And he thinks, and he goes, Caitlin just told us that this guy was grabbing her boobs. And he goes, I know that you took the GoPro SD card out because you were touching her boobs and you didn't want us to see it. you didn't want to get in trouble because you would lose your job. And the guy was like, no, I swear I lost it. Da, da, da. Vitaly's like, no, I know. I get it. I know what's happening. Let me check your pockets. So he's like grabbing the guy's pockets. The guy's like freaking out. He's like trying to run off, and like Vitaly gets his hand in his right pocket and there was nothing in there, but the guy was like kept turning away his left side from Vitaly. So we know that the GoPro thing, at that time we knew it was in his pocket on the left side, and he ended up running away and Vitaly chased after him, but we were causing like a really big scene though.
Oh, wow. And coming from, yes, I realize Austria is not Germany, but it's like Canada is the United States. It's very similar. They're similar people, and German people, they don't like making a scene. I can get you into that. See, the thing I find so fascinating about this is they were only mad when it came down to the SD card. It's weird. There we go. So what I'm saying here is that this doesn't seem to be about, at least for Vitaly, about assault, at least according to her.
Yes, you did.
Just give me back my SD card. We'll call it even. Yeah, it's a little tough for me to get upset about that when, first of all, what this guy did was way out of line. But it's just, I find it a little ironic that the assault, and look, if it happened the way she said it did, that's assault. No doubt about it. But it's funny. It came down to the SD card, not the girl. I don't know.
So I have an important announcement to make. I got Kaylin here.
Hi.
We're filming for Vitaly Uncensored here in beautiful Austria. She was actually power gliding, topless. I'm shaking because I'm so mad. Topless, and we asked for permission. The guy that took her power gliding actually assaulted her. I would say was grabbing. She goes, stop, and she was stuck, strapped in. She couldn't do anything. And when he lands, he didn't want to, he's like, I lost the SD card. And first of all, I believed him. And then it came up to me because he's like, she told me the story. I'm like, no. He took it away, threw it away.
So we went out the footage of him touching my boobs the whole ride. So the GoPro footage is gone.
So I said, pretty much, said, if you don't bring the SD card with footage, I'm going to bash you. They brought the SD card. Guess what? It was empty. And then ran away. Here are the clips of running away. Anyways, long story short, go destroy Instagram, right?
That's probably not a good move. I'm sure you're picking some kind of TOS. Okay. Got to shout out Mr. Josh Pescatore. Josh Pescatore is the reason this story happened on Shot from the Point News. He's a friend to the Shot from the Point family, and he's always helping me out if you like this story. And I like this story because it's not what I thought it was going into it. When I do the videos, I'd always watch them in advance. I think if the story's true, and I have no reason not to believe the naked philanthropist, then sexual assault, it boggles my mind that they were only kind of concerned about that, according to her, after the fact. Because they lost their money. But, getting ripped off for a couple €100 doesn't sound as bad as my model's been sexually assaulted. Somebody assaulted her against her will. I generally do believe the story. Now, I'm sure some of you, Vitaly's got a long-time prank. He's got a prank background on YouTube. Probably, besides YouTube commentators, the most dishonest YouTubers you can run into. Vitaly, FuzzyTube, that whole range, 2014, 15, 16. But I generally do believe the story. Just because I found the naked philanthropist very forthcoming. It made sense. And look, if she doesn't want to get upset about it or want to get upset, that's up to her. I'm not going to sit there and preach to you. I do feel if I had a model, I certainly wouldn't want somebody to do that to my wife. Perhaps because she's in that particular business, they look the other way on certain things that aren't socially acceptable. In the Army, we did things that weren't socially acceptable, or you could get a lot of trouble in your regular line of work because I wasn't in a regular line of work, and not to compare it to the military, but I think it's fair to say that being the naked philanthropist is not a regular line of work. Nothing wrong. But yeah, this is pretty good. So shout out to Mr. Josh Petsutor. He has a YouTube channel. He's on Twitter right here, where he talks to me. He's got his own Discord, and he's building a channel on YouTube. I would appreciate if you go and check that out, because if somebody helps me, I'd like to help them. I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you very much. I'm out.
This way.